Yeah, right now this is something Dignitas. They just have fallen in love with that Jakiro man, and they just will not quit with that infatuation. It's almost kind of creepy. They just like the intensity with which they pick up Jakiro every single time, and something that usually results because of that is they tend to lack a really hard disable, a single target disable, something like a Rubik or even some sort of projectile stun to be thrown out. They usually tend to lack that. The best that they have right now is vacuum into ice path is pretty classic, but it's still not a very long duration. It's only a 2.2 second duration stun on that ice path, and that's if you land it from the very beginning. When you're trying to lock it down with a vacuum as well, it's even less. So it's really interesting that they're opting to pick up this Enchantress. They're really going to try and force out a lot from this jungle, and take that early significant gold and experience lead by being able to have a jungler and a dual lane. While Navi, they seem pretty content. I mean, honestly, looking at their team fight, I really love Navi's lineup. I mean, this is just classic lineup of theirs. They've got so much potential aggression to be able to put out on Dendi's puck. It is scary. We've seen Dendi and Funnick work together before. Funnick always being such a disruptive force in that off lane and being able to come into middle and provide Dendi a little bit of support in that mid to get a nice early first blood. It's a very, very scary combo. And then of course Puppy, who comes around every once in a while, is like, oh, you're enjoying your lane, are you? Well, how about not having any mana? How do you enjoy it now?
Sounds like a plan whenever you're a puppy. You're just like draining the life out of people. It works nicely. Except you don't have life drain. So, having a bit of actually a wander around here. Puppy as well as a Voss. They're coming in between the Tier 1, Tier 2 tower. I don't know if there's just a loop to see if they can find someone, and Universe is the one they can find. He just needs to walk himself up to check something. But Morphling's already drawn the line. So Aoi, he was watching that pretty closely. When he saw him disappear, he already drew the line of exactly the path they walked.
That's a really smart idea, being able to go into because you know that there's not going to be like 4 or 5 heroes in that area, so it just gives you the potential for a nice little pick off on a support who's placing a ward in top instead of throwing it at a bottom, or off laner being in the wrong position or something like that. So in general, that's just a really good idea, and Puppy starts off his lane right, man. Mana burn on snaking.
Yep. We use this Devour, they got mana burnt up. Which means spamming out this Devour is not going to be as easy. He's got one... Well, he'll have 2 more charges. I'll buy him some time.
Oh, no.
It's not Harpy Gaming. It's Harpy Gaming all over again. Enchantress just brings in the Harpy Stormcrawler, and this is so hard for Dendi. In fact, Puppy's going to come in, and then you may as well mana burn this little sucker out. The amount of damage...
He doesn't have intelligence.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. So he can't. Look at Harpy's like trying to kill Dendi. He's gonna blow his potion.
Yep. He's just blown 100 gold potion. He's been forced back out again. Puppy's here in the fight. He's gonna kill it off instead. But Puppy, he's burning a hell of a lot. It's a very good thing there's no level death up on sneaking. And Universe also came in just in case things got a little bit rough there. But that's gonna be the most frustrating creep to come to that middle lane every single time from an Enchantress. And she doesn't care if it dies or not. The amount of control it just gave that mid lane is more than what Puppy was giving with that next assassin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty much now the better creep. It used to be Tornado. Tornado Gaming would always win middle lanes. Now it's that Harpy, man. It's even worse than the Tornado ever was. So extremely obnoxious. Funnick's doing a nice little job. He's picking up experience in this bottom lane. Fogged has yet to throw down his counters, just because Funnick has not shown himself. There it goes. There's the first counter being laid down. But still, with early boosts like this and a stout shield being picked up, he's going to be able to enjoy pretty much a lot of extra experience that he wouldn't normally get, especially against a disable. The only disable they have being Ice Path.
Watching this middle lane, man. Puppy's waiting for the courier snipe. And there's a pause by sneaking. Oh, Puppy pause. He's just going to look over his shoulder and look towards the screen and say, hey, Puppy, Puppy, are you between our towers? Thanks. Great. Beautiful, man. All right, let's go. All right.
Well, even then, it would have to be ground courier in order for Puppy to kill it. Like, he has to get off 3 attacks. And I just don't see that happening. I mean, maybe with the bottle slow, maybe, but I still don't think that could happen. He would need boots at the very least.
Yeah. Oh, actually, with the bottle slow, it would be possible. Movement speed's on cooldown for 20 more seconds. That speed of the courier, he will have time to do it. That courier is like a snail. It goes nowhere. It would be possible to pick off.
Could be. I guess we'll have to see if Dignitas is paying attention, if they could fly it into the trees in time or not. But yeah, I mean that's just another dimension of this whole bottle crowing. Is it gives it's much easier to be able to snipe off when you have your timing right, and that's really important things to do as a support. You're not really doing much else in lane, so being a harassive force in that middle lane or picking off the courier, those are potential game changers. Like honestly, it's a huge factor when you lose your bottle for a certain amount of time in that mid lane. It just allows the other hero to really abuse bottle crowing incessantly and just constantly be able to spam out and be really aggressive on you, and you pretty much lose your lane because of it.
Well, looks like we're back in again. For some reason, a shift key was broken, so it's all fixed up. So we're good to go. And my eyes instantly just go back straight back to that middle lane. Poppy's moving back now. Does he? There goes the... It's still got one bottle charge in it. So he's like, no, there goes the courier. Can't kill it off. But at least I know what's being ferried up and down the middle lane. It's funny though, because we've watched Sneaking also pick up like that speed aura creep. And once he got his phase boost up and running, it's actually faster to actually empty the bottle and then run back to base, fill it back up again, then come back out to the lane. It's faster and actually more efficient to do such a thing. Poppy's moving up to the top lane. He's not going to find the Darkseer. That must be what he's rotating for. Darkseer is still here down here in the jungle. So no one's on that top lane. So because of that, with 4 range creeps and a decent army of melee creeps, Na'Vi instantly say, well, okay, let's add some pressure. Top tier 1 tower is going to be damaged down. Funnick, he's doing a decent job in the bottom lane, already up at almost 4 levels. Sticking it tough, making sure the tower's not taking the damage. And this top tier 1 tower is forfeit. They won't push through to the tier 2 tower, but it will help them gain a little bit more control. Looking for the last hit in the catapult. Avor's able to take it. New creep waves coming in, this time with a catapult of their own. And Darkseer, well, he's come up here and he's got the levels right. 2 points Iron Shell, 1 point Surge. But I don't believe it's going to be enough because Avor's just nuked down, well, already taken the tower anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Funix right now, he's trying to be that disruptive force. If you actually look at the levels, level 4 on Jakiro, and Enchantress right now is sitting at level 3, trying to pop a camp right now with Tornado. Na'Vi is actually keeping up in levels. Well, like right now, Crow did a really good job pulling constantly, and he's actually level 4, so he's keeping in step with this Jakiro. Funix actually has a lot of trouble bottom.
Yeah, that's going to be our first blood, in fact. Sentry Water dropped down, so they kept the vision of him. And now we just chased it down and got the first blood. So bonus gold for him on that bottom lane. Meanwhile, Poppy looks like he was playing around with the Darkseer around that top rune. But either way we look at him, Dignitas off to a good start up against Na'Vi. They've already had trouble up with the puck, but look at Dendy, who's just come back in this middle lane. 18-14. He's got 14 denies up against this Doombringer, who's got 14-6. It's a rough time after he had such a great start with the support from the Harpy.
Yeah, Snake King's definitely having a bit of trouble. I mean, just the harassment that Dendy can put out with those auto attacks. Doom starts out with, no armor, and even at level 5, he only has 1 armor so far. It allows Dendy to be very, very harassive. It's why those first couple minutes were so key, is whether or not Dendy was going to be able to pretty much harass Snake King out of lane and keep that bottle from being able to come in, or not, and then, the Harpy pretty much seals the deal on that one. So Snake King's still having a really hard time. Well done by Dendy so far, and they actually may go down here.
Yeah, stun up on Snake King, but then again, Puck ulti. Dendy getting his positioning wrong with that one. So Snake King's just able to walk himself out, and that means on cooldown now for just under a minute and a half.
Even if he had landed it would have been a little bit of a hard kill to get, just because of the fact that Doom, with level 2 in Scorched Earth, he'd already blown that, was picking up a lot of regen off of that. It's hard to sort of out-damage a Doom when he has Scorched Earth up.
Surprising too, Sneaking hasn't even put 1 point up into that level death. Especially at this point when Dendy is level 6, so he gets the amplifier. You're right, way too sexy being hunted, and we're finding with the double damage rune. He's capable of doing it, even with that Enchantress heal to fight through.
Cheeky Funnick just kind of like follows the Enchantress, snags the double damage right before she grabs it, and then just turns around and kills her. He's almost level 6. That is amazingly well done. 6.5 minutes in to already have your track up and an offlane bounty hunter who's actually died once. You know, that's just, it always kind of amazes me how well Funnick does in his offlane.
He's a wonderful player for the role. And then he just starts farming up the pull spot of Team Dignitas, and that is actually going to give him his level 6. So now there's track available. So track bonus gold already, 7 minutes in. Puppy's already starting to rotate, but he hasn't got a lot of levels. He's level 2. So he's coming down this bottom lane to soak up a little bit more. And maybe even have a crack at Morphling, who just used his waveform. So if they want to harass here, they can do so. That's why Puppy looking for the stun. Funnick will harass up a little bit. Now he says hello. There's a sentry ward that's still doing its job. That one that killed him off on the bottom lane, the first blood, came back to haunt him at the end of his life. In the
Kuro's
meantime,
level
though,
6.
Kuro's got his familiars already. But look at Avor's farm, 57 for 13. Phase boost, Ring of Aquila. He'll build into his next big item pretty shortly. And Doombringer's not keeping up with this. Even with the bonus gold from Devour, he is so not keeping up with this. He's in fact, even Morphling. Morphling, who has this safe lane up against the I say safe lane, he's still got bounty hunter screwing around with him. But it's a difference of 50 gold per minute coming from these guys.
Yeah, something that's really also really key about Doom is getting in those levels as fast as possible. Getting level 11 is obviously really important, but as you get to level 13, 14, and being able to have those levels in level death to be able to have that additional nuke, because you typically don't go level death early.
Middle lane, Puck's going to drop down the ulti. First on to Sneaking. Puppy going to follow up. He's too short. Which means Sneaking can now turn himself around. Fog did TP in just in case there was a successful stun, then a follow and dive. But now we have to give it up. Well, Funnick instantly heads back down to the bottom lane. He doesn't want to let Aoi have space at all. While on the top lane, of course, has all the space because Kuro's giving him so much support up here. There's Funnick and Aoi just trading blows. Aoi. I think he was considering that. And Darkseer very wisely surging himself away on that top lane. Puppy, not so wisely taking the aggro of the creep wave as well as the tower. Because this is going to attract the attention of Fog. He's going to jump himself back past that tower. The creep wave's now arrived, so he's possible to do so. And extra TP's on the way. Darkseer's coming back to the lane. And already starts off with the Iron Shell. And this is the reason why. Doombringer in through the side. He might have got the Doom up, but he's already dead. Wonderful Ice Path from Macropire. Puppy down to 3 HP. Universe just had to stand next to him with the Iron Shell. Then into the secondary one. Now over towards the third. Fogged already with the first stun. Familiar's trying to hold him off. Soul Assumption by Kuro. He's looking for another stun right now. Can he actually get the timing right? No, he can't. It's still on cooldown. In fact, he will lose his own life to Fogged. But these Familiars are chasing Fog down. They've still got some decent damage there. Familiar's chasing dragons and... Oh, nice macro. Dendy comes in. Familiar's still doing their work with the Puppy holding this up. It's looking for the jump down. Can't do it. Now it can. Universe up the side. Drops down. Not only does it get the stun on the Darkseer, but also holds up way too sexy, buying Dendy some space. Running out on 44 HP. Bottle charge to go. He's going to TP himself out this one. The damage is not enough. The clap tried by way too sexy. But too late. Dendy gets out to safety.
Beautiful job by Dendy escaping from that one, and that's going to bring him very, very close to his Blink Dagger. He's going to go back to his lane for, just a minute, and he's going to be able to pick up a Blink Dagger again, sitting about that 11 or 12-minute mark. Really well done by him so far. Picking up 2 kills, doing a really good job in middle, picking up a lot of CS despite his disadvantage early on. All around, Dendy's playing, just typical Dendy plays all around, dominating his lane and then moving around the map, making sure that other kills happen.
That's the job of the mid-solo, man. Win your lane, and then just win everybody else's. And Denny's done it so well for so long. Gonna join himself down, even that movement aggressively there. Knowing that Sneaking always is gonna have his Doom up. Something he's gotta be, well, almost. Actually, 4 seconds until his Doom is back again. It's a move from Funnick. Funnick's pinging the bottom lane. He wants a kill down here. He'll have to retrack up way too sexy here. Probably going to be the easiest kill as opposed to Morphling, but Dendy's got to get down here in time. Hearing the mana burn. That's Puppy going over on the other, but way too sexy. There's a silence out by Dendy. There's still going to be a track kill. And Aoi Searching for Funnick. Supports come in from Fogged. He's got Ice Path as well as Macropire. And again, the Sentry Ward's going to be dropped. He goes down, runs back up again. The support from Puppey. He doesn't have a stun though, so there's no real support at all, in fact. Jakiro gets the first one. Now the silence. Universe in the middle here, and Kuro brings himself in. That's a huge amount of damage coming up from the orb, especially when Avorts comes in with a flat cannon. Aoi strength morphing himself up and sneaking. He's already in here, looking for some extra hits. He's going to be able to, especially with that Ice Path, buying him some time to hit onto Kuro. Then over towards Avorts. The run is out. The Familiar's behind him. They can't stop. They can't slow him down. Sneaking with a double kill now. Bringing down 4 heroes of Na'Vi, and Dendi is the only one who's alive here on the bottom lane. He throws an orb, tries to slow down their efforts to bring down the tier 1 tower, but it will be unsuccessful. Enchantress will take the bottom towers, not for her arcane boots. Funnick will come back to the lane as well, but there is nothing he can do here.
Wow, really, really powerful performance by Dignitas. Turning around that team fight, really well done. Doom being able to come in again. Dendi, I mean, as well as you can play extremely well on Puck, but it doesn't matter. If Doom is able to lock you down with that ultimate, you're just pretty much done for. You might be able to escape the team fight with your life, and that's a big maybe.
Oh, sneaking. Gotta be careful with this one. Denny's got himself a DD rune, sneaking. He is going to go down. Now he's going to wave himself in to back the wall, and Denny actually managed to join himself out after that quick phase shift. Went down south. Ice Path will follow. Impetus, it'll be dodged. He keeps going too. The Jewel Breath, not close enough. He's got to orb, no, blink himself up to the high ground. Of course you're going to blink dagger at 12 minutes in. And Puppey, Vendetta is now up. So extra damage with that track. Fog takes a fall. Dendy actually gets the kill, throwing the orb out. Living is not enough, but killing seems to be all.
Yeah, it wouldn't be right if Dendi, escapes with absolutely no health and then comes back to, just pick up the final kill. Typical. Hovos, meanwhile, he's taken down this tier 2. As you see, he's going to pick up an extremely early BKB, it looks like. Just another 1,000 gold, and he'll be able to have that one up. With the phase boots and a kill, that's really well timed. Funnick actually is going to try and help him out here, see if they can maybe pick off Universe, or at the very least ensure that Hovos is able to farm aggressively like this without any blowback.
Well, if he had an extra track on him, had a little bit of extra vision, then I would say yes to that last point of yours. But at this point, Avort's got to be a little more careful. So he's actually left the top lane. He's coming on down. Might be thinking about tier 1 towers, middle lane as well as bottom lane. They're still got to go down. An ancient stack hasn't started up either yet. Helm of the Donne is going to require for that one. Oh, Aoi, he waved in. Puppey's already here with the Vendetta. Denny as well. Silence, Aoi. Even the Puck ulti being thrown. Just in case Morphling was thinking about doing something more. But there was nothing to be done. He goes down, and now Funnick looks at the middle lane. There's your track up on sneaking. Radiant Sentry Ward or not. Track bonus movement speed is not going to stop a Force, as well as Funnick looking for that kill on sneaking.
Yeah, Na'Vi, they're looking to try, and as a big a threat as Doom might be, you're still talking about an Enchantress, a Doom, a Darkseer, even Jakiro Morphling. None of them really excel at this point in the game. None of them really excel at 14 to 20 minutes in. They get a little bit better. Jakiro, with more levels, he gets stronger, sitting about the 25, 30 minute mark, I think is really when he hits his peak with Macropire, and the rest of his abilities kind of leveled out. But Na'Vi, they have already hit their stride. They are pretty much extremely strong already. Gyrocopter is one of the few carries who can come into the game extremely early on and be effective with his abilities. He's going to be able to pick up his BKB right now. That's going to be flying to him. Dendi with his Blink Dagger already. They already have everything they need to be able to force these fights, so they might as well group up, take some towers. It looks like they're even going to force a tier 2 down at bottom.
Yeah, at the same time, Dignitas are thinking about killing old Puppey in the middle lane. But that's going to be too late. They're going to rotate in and maybe take the tier 1. No, TP supports come back. It seems to be Fog's duty to hold off that bottom tower. I wish him the best of luck, Funnick. Oh, there's a track. It's going on way too sexy. Seeing him TP out. There's already Doombringer moving very, very quickly in, but Familiar stun right in front of him. He'll still want to kill this thing off when it comes back up again. Or will they? Okay, so it seems like Fogged is the one that's in charge of killing it off. But he has nowhere near enough damage to do so. So Sentry Wars now being planted on the bottom lane. They want to know what Na'Vi's up to, Dignitas. But they invis, they're coming in through behind. Track up the side. Aoi as well as Universe, so they will bring down this tier 1 tower. Oh, but is it going to be too late? Puppey, double stun, sneaking as well as Fog caught out. Nanaburn as well, familiar stun, holding that Doombringer in position. Soul Assumption, nowhere near enough damage to get to that 1400 life points. But the bottom tower has gone down. And Chandra's a little bit of miss micro there. Ended up losing one of her Hellbears. And Funnick, there's more sentry wards down, but he's keeping those tracks going. And now he will now finally be forced to come back.
Na'Vi, they've secured themselves, at least an early experience lead. I'm a little bit surprised the gold lead is actually still in the favor of the Radiant. Very, very slightly sitting at about a 500 gold lead. That just comes back to the jungler, pretty much.
Dendi, trouble, Doom on him. Owie as well as sneaking right behind him. But he gets himself back inside the jungle. The Doom shouldn't tick him out.
I think it will. Oh, it's going to be close. He's going to suicide to creeps.
He's thinking about it. And 8 HP. Living life on the edge there. He really wasn't sure either.
Here I am.
Depends how fast you are with your math on that thing.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. I'm sure Snake King has got to be angry about that one. He was really expecting that kill, especially since he just hit level 11. That was a level 2 ultimate being blown on that puck. They need those sort of early kills to sort of stop the aggression of Na'Vi. Right now, Universe, he's finally picked up his mech, so actually they're going to go in. Wow. With the Blink Dagger picked up by Snake King. Looks like they're going to try and have him initiate on this puck before he can, before Dendi can initiate.
It's the Blink War Stomp. It's the Blink War Stomp Doom. As opposed to the high movement speed, you can't kill me kind of Doom, which takes a little bit more money. This one's a little bit easier. And they're going to bring down Rosham. Medallion of Courage from Kuro. Working overtime on this one. Sada's on the way in from the Enchantress, and Puppey just wants to hold it out for now. Worth the stun. But the support's coming in. Roshan's not dead yet. Down to 1,600 gold. DOTA, they're thinking about going in. In goes the Blink right in the middle of a War Stomp. And Havorce actually goes down as a back into a wall with the Macro Pyre. Na'Vi, they're in a horrible position. Finally's going to go down. Roshan actually killed by the Dire. Denny picks up the Aegis, the Immortal. Phase Shift, can he get himself out? Throws down the ultimate. And now the call down by Havorce, going up with his own PKB, Flak Cannon, Rocket Barrage, Owie, now the revenge of Dendi, double kill for him, looking at way too sexy, the track, the Shuri toss from Funnick gets the kill there, Darkseer dies inside the pit, and Owie is the only one from Dignitas to survive, and they're the ones who had the best initiation, but 2 buybacks from Na'Vi required to turn that around.
Unbelievable. I mean, what other team do you know that would be able to survive an initiation like that? Trapped inside the Roche pit, Macropyre down, Ice Path down, even the wall from Darkseer was thrown on top of them, and they were still able to come out on top. Granted, they do have the stronger early game, and it's no surprise that they could take a 5-on-5 team fight, but that initiation from Dignitas was so strong. I am just surprised that they came out of that on top. Maybe coming out neutral with the Aegis advantage, maybe being able to come out with a trade at the very least, but completely dominating that team fight, completely unexpected. Na'Vi, really well done. A lot of really small executed plays in there that kept them alive as much as possible.
There's a little bit of trouble for Funnick. If he walks down, he walks down. They can see him quite clearly now. And he starts off, then he jumps in. Silence way too sexy, 42 HP. He does go down, Dendi gets that last hit off, but Funnick inside the Macro Pyre. Same with Dendi. Very quick counter initiation from Dignitas, having that extra intel. The Na'Vi were going to jump definitely helps out. And now with these 2 heroes down, they'll look to the tier 2 tower in the middle lane. And maybe more. They've only got a 36-second window now.
Yeah, I really like this Dignitas lineup. I mean, being able to combine the Darkseer and the Doom is actually a very powerful combo, mixing in the early Blink Dagger, which is a little unusual build. We usually see like the movement speed plus the tank build of Doom, but here with this early Blink Dagger, the Centaur Stomp and the Ion Shell is working out fairly well for them. It's just they're not expected to win team fights just yet. They really need Morphling to be able to have a lot of farm. Darkseer always gets better as the game goes later. You know, they have a lot of heroes that are going to get better as the game goes late. It's just surviving through these initial aggressive team fights from Na'Vi and holding off those pushes as long as they possibly can. That way they can... I mean, they've got good turtling heroes, too. I mean, Jakiro and Darkseer combined, very, very good at turtling up.
Well, 13-15 now on the board. 21 minutes in. Even with that fight, everything keeps leveling up. No matter what happens, it just seems like both these teams are to play even Stevens. Comes down to the skill of the initiation. Funnick, what's he got now? BKB being built up for him. And Dendy, again, very aggressive. Phase shifting and jumping himself out. Not overcommitting himself at all. Having a Darkseer with an Invis rune underneath the Sentry Ward in the middle lane. Not a bad thing to try and bait out. And they're going to try and kill off Aoi, but it's already too late. The second Divorce gets revealed. Yep. Jumps to the replicate of the Jakiro that was in the middle lane. Dignitas always got a way to stay together.
Even though you look at it and you see Gyrocopter's almost a full 100 gold per minute ahead of Morphling, Morphling is still sitting at 461. That's a pretty high gold per minute for your carry to be picking up. He already has his Lincolns he's working towards. He has Ghost Scepter right now. He's working towards that shotgun Morphling. He went a little bit more defensive build because he knew that there was going to be a lot of aggression coming out of Na'Vi, and he needs to be able to survive through that initial burst, that initial jump in by Puck, the silence, the ultimate, those sort of things. So I like the builds. It's just unfortunate it's going to delay his offensive capabilities, and he needs to be able to farm up that 3,000 gold for his Ethereal Blade really, really quickly, because Na'Vi's going to put it into this game very soon.
Sentry Ward just wore up, but he got a quick glimpse of it. There goes your stun. Already using the track to trigger up the Lincoln Sphere, and in-jump sneaking. He's already got that wall stop, but hasn't used it. Back into the wall again. A wonderful ice pop with the macro fire. Funnick and Kuro burning up in this one. Didn't he go throw down the Ultimate? 3 heroes to be caught inside that one. Another double stun to come, but Divorce, even with this doom, he's just trying to fight it off. He will go down. Nothing could stop that. And Aoi, waveform up. Kuro right there, try to bring him down, adapt his strike quickly, then the jump up by sneaking, Iron Shell damage helping him out, and now with the Soul Assumption, Kuro's last gift to Funnick, and also Dendy jumping in, he gets the kill out and sneaking, there's a lot of gold coming his way, but Dendy also being locked down and controlled. Puppy trying to go on Aoi. That stun, he just stopped for all of a sudden. And there goes Funnick, earn charge, that's actually going to tick out way too sexy. Bonus gold. Coming from the track. Well, Puppy, the only member of Na'Vi to remain alive after that engagement.
Yep, that's that Lincoln's coming into play, man. I mean, the Morphling trying to kill him next to the tier 2 was probably a really bad idea. They had all the right plays. They blew the track in order to pop the Lincolns that followed up with the stun. It still just was not enough. He has enough farm to be able to just last an extremely long time, so they can't really gank him next to towers anymore. I think they're really just going to have to focus on maybe picking off some of the other heroes, but staying grouped up as 5, maybe trying to force a team fight here sometime soon. Because I honestly don't see Havos being able to pick up a big item that's really going to change the game faster than Aoi will. Like, Aoi picking up Ethereal Blade, that completely changes the team fight. Gyrocopter grabbing, an MKB or something, that really doesn't add that much. Yes, it's a good amount of damage, but is it the same effect on a team fight that a Shotgun Morphling is? I highly doubt that.
Smoke movement now by Dignitas. They'll see if they can find someone. They've tried to do this one before, and have failed badly. They ran up north, and then Na'Vi smoked up, and they ran down south, so no one even really actually used their smokes. But the surge is already up, trying to push sneaking in, and Funnick, he's the first one. They know that someone's going to be here, but have they got no gem or sentries? There goes the sentry ward, and they'll see Funnick. He just puts down, ice path just on the edge of the range. Secondary sentry, just in case that ice path did light, so they could jump instantly. But it didn't, and now 2 sentries being used by Dignitas. 200 gold down the drain. As well as the extra gold for the smoke.
Something that is going to be a bit of a problem. I almost wonder if they're going to try and focus. I was going to try and focus on shotgunning down Dendy and have the Doom trying to be thrown on the Gyrocopter, just because of the fact that the BKB still has a lot of charges left on it. 8 charges. That's pretty much guaranteed you're going to get off all of your spells as your Gyrocopter. Or the full flat cannon hits, your call down, everything's going to be able to go off. So they're pretty much guaranteed to have the full amount of damage coming out from Gyro every single team fight. So the shotgun is only going to come into play after he's already done that amount. And by that time, Morphling might still be alive, sure, but the rest of his support is going to be gone. So he's really going to have to focus on some of these supports, whether it's Dendi on that puck. Obviously, that would be the best target. Jumping in and trying to take him out. Dendi's actually going to be able to pick up a Scythe of Ice very, very quickly. This is just crazy how quickly he's farming while still moving around the map and keeping up those kills. He's going to be able to grab it in just another 200 gold.
And give him that middle lane and he'll have it. In fact, he's already looking it up. Would love this extra Scythe of Ice, having that Hex so early on. Avorst, it looks like Avorst doesn't like sharing here. Avorst definitely does not like sharing. In fact, they all screwed up each other's last hits then. Small problem. Poppy moving around inside of Vendetta. Kind of feels the Kuro might be a little bit of bait right now. Might also be pinging out the fact there's still the sentry wards around here, as well as an observer ward too. See if Poppy gets the line right. The ping came out from the Enchantress. Way too sexy. Pinged on Poppy, so if they want to try and kill off this Nyx assassin, we'll see if they have the goods to do so. They've already got the vision on the high ground. What's coming out from the courier? It's the start of, in fact, it is a full ethereal blade. Yeah, that's what you're talking about, man. It's now fully done. At the same time, Puck finishes up his Scythe of Ice. Everything arrives at once.
Yeah. They're going to go for Roshan here, and I think Na'Vi is going to try and end the game from there. Once they have that MKB up, they just need another 700 gold up on Havos, and they'll be able to grab that. Mixed with the Aegis advantage that they're looking for, it should be a pretty good team fight, and they should be able to crack open the base, but Dignitas is already ready to fight. I mean, they picked up the Ethereal Blade. That's really the big key. Now, obviously they're going to sit back and they'd love to take some more farm, but when Roshan is up, you know that Dignitas is not going to just let that one go unless they're at a significant numbers disadvantage, and that was what Puppy was looking for. He was at top, Vendetta up, was looking to pick off somebody to give them just a little bit of disadvantage or advantage when they go for that Roshan to ensure them that easy Aegis.
It's not going to be easy, man. Dignitas won't make it easy. I'm actually loving the way that Dignitas is playing. Really showing they came here prepared. They know what they want to do. They know how to do it, and they're trying to synergize it between them all. Avorst now going to go into his next item. Already starting off with a Javelin. So Monkey King Bar with the Demon Edge already on him. There's only 300 gold away. Sneaking being surged up into that middle lane. Blink up too, and he's going to find one. Denny's going to blink himself away. Actually starts off with the Hex, follows up with the Silence, and then jaunts himself away to safety. While Avorst, BKB will pop. He's got a little bit of life steal, but he cannot find that much damage. Pop a BKB walk into the entire of Dignitas' lineup and expect to survive? I think not. And now the jump on a Funnick. The blink, the stomp, the doom, and that is one very dead bounty hunter. Then he jumps in again. Nyx actually with a really good stun there, folks. Not looking healthy. The puck ulti. Able to control him up. Fog going to get stunned up by that one too. Spy Carapace up on Poppy, but he's going to be careful of Owie. Throws out the stun, but Owie already able to trigger with the Lincoln Sphere. So he doesn't get stunned up. Then the shotgun over to Poppy. Waveform gets the kill. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Kuro knows there's a Morphling hunting him. And Denny knows he wants to hunt way too sexy. But a quick phase shift will evade. Kuro is still in the neighborhood. And now he's on their side of the river, but he's also got himself a replicant. So jumping out here should be no massive problem. Yep, there it is, down the river and then out again.
Yeah, that team fight, it looked like Dignitas had just pretty much, being able to jump Havos so early on, but Na'Vi really gauging that team fight well, going back in. They were able to pick off a lot of those supports, so really well done by Puppy and Dendi. Combined. Kuroki is going to be able to pick up his Aghanim soon. Funnick is working towards BKB. They're finishing up those last really key items, even for some of the supports. And once they have that, Dignitas is going to be a little bit of trouble, but again, they still have everything they basically need. I mean, they've got Darkseer with mech, they've got a really good team fight, their carries sit in pretty good position.
They might have an Aegis model in a moment. Yep, we're going to go in again. If one Roshan fight wasn't enough, there's the blinking again. Same as last time by sneaking. Looking for a Avorst. Back wall. Again. Perfect. Ice Path. This time a little bit further out. He's looking for Universe. Macropie goes down. Not as much burn. Bounty Hunter did have to buy back already. Avorst being hunted down by Owie. Can he get this kill? Yes, he can. Avorst on the sidelines. Dendi. Doom Dump sneaking right behind him. And Pettis and now sneaking also saying, what's up? straight back to the engagement. And Aoi says, well, now it's time to finish up Roshan. Familiar's coming in, just saying hello to him, making Aoi think twice about it. And that's why you're seeing the blinks around. Funnick, there's nothing they can do to stop this. Aegis Immortal now goes the way of Team Dignitas. Na'Vi in a horror position. And Dignitas, well, they're 23 for 22. That's the first time, well, once this updates the gold graph, they should be able to gain that experience back. And now Puppy, Spy Carapace has to go, but E-Blade going to slow him down. Tracks up on way to 6. Puppy with high movement speed, but you can't move when you're dead. And Funnick wants to come back in here, but he knows it's suicide if he does. There's just too much power, there's too much strength in the lineup of Dignitas. And they can push that tier 3 tower right now, if they stuck together. But they're not, they're falling back and taking a tier 2 tower, while Aoi says, you know what guys, like, there's a tier 3 here. He just jumps the replicate so he can fight again.
Yeah, I think it's really important for them not to get too greedy here. They're going to be able to control the map with all these towers being taken. They just secured themselves a huge gold lead. Honestly, when they're expected to be behind in golden experience right now, having just a little bit of gold lead is huge. They're sitting about, a 2,500 gold lead and about a 3,000 experience lead. They're picking up all the items they need to do. Way Too Sexy, he's working towards his Aghanims. Once he hits level 16, like, she hits very, very hard. You're going to have Doom being able to be that big tank, initiating, drawing a lot of attention on himself. Even Morphling is obviously going to be quite the attention giver. That's going to free up a lot of room for Way Too Sexy to just beat on heroes. I actually picked up his Aghanims. I thought he was still needed a couple stat items, but he already had that incoming on the courier.
It's looking very, very good, man. So 33-minute Aghanim set, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all for an Enchantress. Especially an Enchantress that has the fourth highest net worth on the map. Kind of tells you just how much farm everyone's managed to achieve during this game. Even that gold advantage, like, now it's really gone up for Dignitas. I thought it was going to spike, but I didn't think it would spike by that much. Same with the experience. That's pretty big, man. That's pretty big. And now the jump. Dendy already doomed up. Puppy tried to stun, but Sneaking just pops the BKB. He wants to stay with this. Dendy needs some space. He needs to be able to phase shift and then blink himself away to safety, but it's already too late. That came in from Universe just in case, and now the Ice Path over on the side. They're already looking at Koro. Koro with a dual breath slowing him down and down to 60 HP, and then Sneaking. All he's going to do is just jump himself in and then start up on a Vorst. Already lit off that clamp. Now the call down from a Vorst. He wants to fight this one up. Flat cannon up. Falk going to be the first target for him. He's taking so much damage into the wall. Then he has to buy himself back into this one, but Aoi silenced up the orbital fly. Mana burn as well, going away to Sexy. Denny going to lend a Hex out in that one. 3 heroes down for Dignitas. These teams, they just keep fighting each other while trying to poke and prod into their bases. 27 to 25 already in this game, and we're only 34 minutes in.
Yeah, honestly, this is going to be Na'Vi. I think they've already lost control of the game, and they're just going to have to hope for Dignitas to make some sort of fatal error, trying to push open into the base. Go for those really late game items up on Gyrocopter, Satanic, Divine, those kind of items. Because Dignitas, they do have the stronger late game. I mean, with the Darkseer, Morphling, even Enchantress and Doom scale very, very well going into the late game. It's why they were losing fights so early on. They weren't supposed to win those fights. But Dignitas still managed to either trade or sometimes come out on top, which they really weren't supposed to. So Dignitas all around, this is just a really well executed strategy. They've been able to hold off Navi's early advantage and keep them from being able to push in, and now they're going to reap the rewards of just being able to farm and you know, as long as they don't get picked off too many times, honestly, this game should be pretty well in the bag for them.
Well, it should be, as long as they can keep that space to farm, man.
Yeah.
Like, you already saw it. Like, Denny was down the bottom lane. He was pushing out as far as he possibly could and taking all the creeps on it as he was going through. And then you look into the dire jungle. Koro's looking to safe farm, but it's already been taken. Funnick's in the middle of all of that. And Puppy's already on the hunt. Pops off the Vendetta. He's going to look towards the secret shop. He's not going to find anything, though. In fact, he doesn't even think about the secret shop. He just runs straight towards the top lane under the cover of Vendetta. Because no one knows where he is. The downside about Invis heroes, you could never 100% guess where they are.
Yeah. I like some heavy counter wards being thrown down everywhere. They've got to have a gem, don't they?
Yeah, one just got purchased up by Nick's assassin.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as they stay pretty well grouped together and Morphling is able to split push, honestly, Morphling, if he has a bit of strength, can't really be taken down too easily. It would take Nyx Assassin, Bounty Hunter, and, like, Visage Birds.
Basically,
they just...
basically everything you can muster, just throw
Yeah.
it. Throw it hard. Blink away and out to safety by Dendy. They were closing in on him right there. There's no fantastic, like, aggressive observer wards though. That's missing. That's missing. In the dire jungle, it's there. Like with the extra sentry, making sure they're not being watched. Then the aggressive ward on the camps. Then bottom lane ward as well. And then 3 separate sentries stretching down the line at the bottom.
Yeah. They know that they're, the biggest opening for Na'Vi is going to be the pickoffs of Nyx Assassin and Bounty Hunter being able to roam around the map and see those pickoffs, especially for Dendy. Like, if they can get that vision ahead of time for Dendy to be able to blink in, hit the silence, Scythe of Ice, all those sort of things. They have opportunities to pick off heroes, force buybacks, and then go for the pickoff again.
Kuro, death. They're not going to use the Doom on him. They just think, you know what, level death as well as Ice Path and Dual Breath should be more than enough, and it is. They've already got themselves a kill. Tracks continue up by funding, but tracks don't give you the extra goal. They only give you the extra movement speed when you're walking around like that. If you can't kill the damn things. Maybe the reason why Avos is still on that bottom lane. Realizes one Monkey King bar is just not enough sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it looks like even Darkseer's trying to work on picking up a Scythe of Ice, another control item for that puck if they didn't already, you know, have that completely covered with Doom. Doom looks like he's going to be able to pick up Shivas in due time. And they're going to just focus on taking these final outer tier 2 towers. And I'm not sure if they really want to crack open the base just yet. Maybe wait for Roshan, a good Roshan fight.
Well,
Might be what they need to secure it.
I got another 3 minutes to wait for that one. I wonder if their patience is that long. They have to go out, farm up, probably keep that pressure on the top lane for as long as possible, and then turn into a stalemate. Where you have half of Dignitas' forces at the Rosh pit trying to get the kill, and then you've got 4 heroes of Na'Vi at their base trying to defend it as well. And then that one guy that always roams around.
Mm-hmm. Both teams just pretty much taking their time. I mean, Dignitas has control of the map. They're just like, we're in no hurry. We're just going to keep farming up. Enjoy the advantage we have. And this shows really good discipline by Dignitas. The fact that they aren't getting too excited, that they're like, oh, sweet, we are ahead in this game. We have the late game. Let's just go end it right now. They're going to take their time. They're going to continue to farm up as much as possible. And, I just now noticed it.
No.
I wasn't gonna say anything until you start laughing too. Of
No,
course.
it's fine. Everything's cool. Everything's okay. Just a small loose wire problem here, peoples, and everything's all good. Smoke now from Na'Vi. Just a jolt to the system. Na'Vi with the smoke. Let's see if they can find themselves a kill. Walk them around, and they go right underneath the observer and a sentry ward. The pings are already coming off. The gem on Visage has already revealed the fact that there's no point in staying inside the smoke. It's already been very, very obvious what was going on, and all of Dignitas are rotating themselves back again. And they look for the opening. Familiar's coming close, sneaking runs in forward, but they're already back. Avorst chilling himself on the bottom lane. Phase boost to go, TP out to base, and life is all good. Life is all good.
Kuroki is gonna have items? Like, I'm looking at Na'Vi and I'm just like, what item are they gonna be picking up that is gonna change things for them? And honestly, that isn't much. Like, Satanic can be grabbed on Havost, but even then, the damage output from Morphling, he's gone from Shotgun Morphling, which you typically see, and now it's gonna be pure damage Morphling, the auto-attacking damage.
He walked right into him, and now Doombringer, a golden Doom running down the mid, He's looking for Havorst, and Havorst, there is nothing Havorst can do about this. He wants to phase, he wants to run, if he's going to get done by an impetus from the Enchantress. And Sneaking is on the warpath. He's looking for a stomp. He blinks up, he's right next to Koro. Piglets can't stomp. Forced back out now. Funnick looking for an opening. Gyro just brought back, and these tracks are still up. Which means Na'Vi still has vision of where Dignitas is moving. I seem to have broken the barrier as well. By the way.
Good.
I'm wondering if people in chat are actually working out what the crap we're talking about. Way too sexy going to go down. Funnick standing right next to me. He might need a little bit of help to do this though. Yeah, he does. You can't touch him. That's why it's called the untouchable. And they take out Rosham. Cheese onto Sneaking, who has the AC up and running. There's a Skadi up on Morphling. I love it with the Lincolns, with the E-Blade. Scythe the Vice almost finished up on Universe. And now they found Puppey. Puppey jumps in. He gets a stun up on Fog. And Fog, he will go down before he gets the Ice Path off. Spy Cameras doesn't make this easy, but Howie just disintegrates Puppey. And now he moves over to Funnick. These familiar stunts, they're buying so much space. Kuro buying his team some air. Havorst has to go west, but Sneaking is there. He tries to run up, and now it's just into a rocket barrage. Flat cannon, anything he can do. But Doom with the level death takes him out. And maybe now, Dignitas can try and break the base. They're searching for Dandy. Dandy, quick silence. Jumps out with the orb, down the hill. Fortification still available for Na'Vi. And Dignitas, well, they're going to force that fortification to come. While the tower is still up at the end of its life points, making it difficult to last hit. But look at Owie's attack speed. Jump and damage on a Funnick. 13 HP. And Doom, he just jumped in for the stomp damage. Gets him the kill. First familiar stun. Second familiar stun. And now they want to go back in again. But these familiars is going to melt. BKB already popped off here for the Doombringer. And, well, Orbs. Tandy. He doesn't want to jaunt to any of that. He's already taking too much damage. Owie. Look for the mana burn. Puppey wants to keep on chasing. Keep the arcane boots going. But the Surges, the Blinks away. There's a Vulcan currently taking the melee racks as well. Someone should probably do something about that. Owie, he's just baiting them up. He's already got himself an Enchantress replica he'll jump to. Yeah, the ping's coming up saying, guys, Vulcan.
Go, Birdie, go! Go, Birdie! I believe in you. Oh, 300 health left on the rack. Still, though, that was a bit surprising. I thought Na'Vi, they were going to give up a racks, if not two there. I mean, Havorst is just now coming back. They were managed to be able to defend without him, which is really, really surprising. But this really doesn't change the outcome of anything. They didn't pick up any kills. They didn't make any game-changing altercations to this game. Pretty much Dignitas, they were just able to pick up more farm now. And tier 3's down. They're just going to group up, heal up again, and just go right back down to middle.
That's the best way to go, man. But look where Na'Vi's headed. 4 heroes smoked up, and the 3 bats. All going down, and Funnick, get out of there. Holy shit. Oh, God, honey, and ice, and with a bit of tea.
Woo!
Seems Owie's got a little bit of power behind it. How does he have this much? He's got 27K. 9115 up on him, and the CS of 360. He is so fat, and Doom, he's in the middle. Havorst will pop his own BKB off. That was the only thing he could do, and Sneaking, that's a long duration BKB, isn't it? Goes back on the cooldown. And Familiars, they've got to do their Stompy McStomp things again. Puppey's in the neighborhood. Vendetta is there, but he can't stop Owie. He has to trigger with the mana burn before he can then stun him up. Then the follow-up hex, Soul Assumption. Doom in the middle of it. Doom will go off. The back, the Ice Part, Dandy Koro. They're both burning in the flames of the Jakiro. Now the follow-up stun, Owie. Are they finally going to kill him off? It doesn't matter. He's got an Aegis the Immortal. This is GG. Na'Vi's got nothing left. The Aegis the Immortal will already trigger. Dandy got to pop that one, but he's caught in the Ice Path, and there it is. 45 minutes, the GG call comes, and Dignitas, they take game number 1 here of the best of 3, and Na'Vi find themselves 1 game away from elimination here in the quarterfinals of DreamHack.
quite the upset, man. I mean, how do you dress the Dendy Puck? You get a direct hero counter to him, Doom being picked up. Obviously he was going to have a hard time in the laning phase, but once we started transitioning outside of that, he did a really good job. Snake King did a really good job of shutting Dendy down as much as possible, even if it meant sometimes not getting the kills, just forcing Dendy back, delaying him as much as possible from being able to make those big plays. And all around, just a really well-executed strategy by Dignitas. They fought a lot of 4v5s. Morphling was just able to farm up. Aoi did obviously a fantastic job keeping up his gold per minute. And eventually they just were able to make it to a point where Na'Vi could no longer force those fights. So really well done by Dignitas. Well-executed strategy in game 1.
Yeah, that it was, man. Let's see if they can do it in game number 2. Of course, this is a best of 3, so it's not over until the Fat Lady sings. Stay tuned. We'll be back here with game number 2 after what we hope is a short break. See you soon.